Hi, this is Marcus Guiliano from HealthyChefDude.com. I'm here with a buddy of mine today, John Reed.
Hello.
He happened to stop in, so we dragged him into the little video shoot. John is a wine drinker.
Absolutely.
Scotch drinker.
I love scotch.
What else?
Vodka drinker, gin drinker.
He drinks just about everything.
Yeah, you could say that.
You like Jamie's
Espresso
martinis.
Espresso martinis are wonderful.
Yeah. Today I'm talking about organic wines and how confusing organic wines are. Now, John, you happen to just literally walk in here and you sat down.
And I know nothing about organic wines.
Which most people don't. A lot of people assume because they're buying an organic wine that they're sulfite free. Familiar with sulfites?
Yes.
So would you think if you bought an organic wine that's sulfite free?
I would think so.
You'd think so. Not the case whatsoever at all. It gets really tricky in the labeling laws with organic. Jamie, if you just want to scan some of the wines here, we have some phenomenal wines here. Let's start with the basics. A winery can make wine out of organically grown grapes, but they don't necessarily need to make the wine organically, because what you do on the farm is much different than you do in the winery. So the grapes can be grown organically, beautiful, all nice, no spray out there, but then they bring the grapes in to make wine, and they use conventional methods. They're going to add the sulfites, they're going to add the egg whites, they're going to do all these other things that every other winery is doing that's growing conventional grapes. So that's the first number one misconception. Organic grapes does not equal organic wine. I would say out of all the wines out there where they use organic grapes, maybe 10% actually go into where the wine's organic. If that. I don't know the exact statistics, but I know as a wine buyer in a restaurant and a wine drinker that's really few far in between. Alright, so now here's where it gets confusing again. Let's take, for instance, this wine here. Organically grown grapes. The wine's organic. It's being imported from New Zealand. If it's being imported into the United States, they're allowed to add sulfites. White's 110 parts per million, red 100 parts per million.
So every imported wine has sulfites in it?
Every imported wine has, well, there are a few. I have one here. I don't know if I was able to pull it. Arles, no, this is not the one. Every now and then you'll see a wine that's imported without sulfites. Every now and then. We have one on the list somewhere. We have 300 wines. It's a Spanish wine. It's a Tempranillo. But they can make an organic wine from overseas, import it in, they're still allowed to put sulfites in. Now, if you get a certified organic wine in the United States, if it's USDA certified, the law allows them, the law now says they can't put sulfites in.
If it's USDA certified.
If it's USDA certified from the United States, they cannot add sulfites.
So that's a good wine to get.
This is if you're avoiding sulfites. This is the first step in avoiding sulfites. So, just to recap real quick, organic grapes does not mean organic wine.
Okay.
If the wine's organic and it's imported, they're still allowed to put sulfites. If the wine's organically made and produced in the USA, zero added sulfites, the big fat zero, the goose egg. But grapes naturally contain sulfites. It's just part of the process of making wine. You have naturally occurring sulfites. So now, this is where it gets really confusing.
I'm already confused.
Sulfite free. They don't add sulfites to it.
The one you have in your hand is
Domaine
also...
Jerome, they grow biodynamically. They're growing biodynamically, which is the highest state of organic, but they're adding sulfites. Really strict. Some of the best estates in the world grow organically and even biodynamically. Biodynamically is organic with a lot more love. Solar systems in line. They take the right manure from the animals and everything's incorporated on the farm and they get really intense. It's much more. It's organic with a lot more love, I like to say. So,
I like love.
Lots of winemakers do organic production, do organic grapes. They do a lot of them do biodynamic. Cuin, South America, huge biodynamic component. I love their wines, but it has sulfites. So,
is there a difference between organically acting sulfites or added sulfites?
That's more I'm getting to the next point. So, let's see here. These guys at Frey. Badger Mountain's another American producer. You have Orleans Hills. You have some producers that are now actually testing the natural sulfites in the tanks. So before the wine gets put into the bottles, they're testing the wine. And once it hits less than 1 part per million, they're allowed to label it sulfite free, which means no added sulfites and no detectable sulfites. So if you want to avoid sulfites altogether, you must buy a wine that says no detectable sulfites. That's the key.
Now, what negative effects will the sulfites have on me?
You know, that's a whole different thing because sulfites, we can spend another hour talking about sulfites reactions, you know, people with asthma and things like that, and that's a whole
They're bad.
But if you have a sulfite allergy, you know to stay away from sulfites. And other alternatives would be beer, because beer they don't have sulfites in. Sake has no sulfites.
Like sake.
So, yeah. So if you want no sulfites, you go to the sake side of things. No-brainers on sake. So now, all of a sudden, we have these guys that are doing this. This didn't happen until just a few years ago. So 10, 20 years ago, you couldn't buy wine that had 0 detectable sulfites. But now the testing can get so accurate, at less than 1 part per million of natural sulfites, they're legally allowed to write 0 sulfites. No detectable sulfites or nothing. So,
it's amazing.
This is a whole massive confusion of wine. And they don't make it easy on us. And everything's confusing, so you really have to pay attention, read labels. If you have questions, call the vineyard. The vineyards will help you. Call an American vineyard, they'll help you. And they'll explain to you what's going on. Go to a wine shop. If the wine shop is educated on this kind of stuff, the wine guy there is going to help you. If you go to a restaurant, they should be able to help you on the whole difference of this.
Can I go online and look up the wine that I want to see?
You know, you can. You Google organic wine, Google sulfite-free wines. One of my favorite places for me personally to buy wine is a company called Organic Vintages. For the wholesale side of things for the restaurant, they specialize in all organic wines. Now keep in mind, they're importing from all over the world and from the U.S., so a lot of their wines still have sulfites. They have added sulfites and naturally occurring sulfites, but they're now going to be able to bring me stuff like Frey that has 0 detectable sulfites.
Right.
If you're avoiding wine, 0. If you're avoiding sulfites, 0 detectable. The idea is to enjoy wine. You know, I love wine. I like to be healthy, but wine to me is part of my relaxation. It's part of my enjoyment. It's part of what I enjoy. So I incorporate some wine into my regime of life, and you know, I prefer organic. I prefer the no sulfites. I prefer all that. So this is just a small guide on how to buy wine organically and sulfite free. If you have any confusions, if you have any questions, email me, chef@healthychefdude.com. You can watch a video at healthychefdude.blogspot.com. This video will be posted there. And if questions, email me, Facebook me, tweet me.
Twitter.
Do whatever. Show up at the restaurant. We'll drink wine together.
Absolutely.
We'll drink wine together. What are we going to open up?
Oh, well, you pick. You're the professional.
We'll open something up.
You are the expert.
Today's lesson. Organic wines, what they are and what they aren't, and sulfite free. You are what you drink.